What is going on, everyone? Look who's here, Josh. Remember him? Well, he's visiting again. Right now, we're going to show off every single African species of snake I have, starting with this beauty right here. Annie, the banded snouted cobra. Look at how incredible she is. This one is Josh's favorite, right?
It is.
Look at that face. This snake right here is one that I'm excited to get nice and big because they get massive, up to 7 feet or more. Same with the next one. I'm very excited to get big. Usually it's sad as the snakes get older because cobras are so cute as babies to me that it's sad to see them grow. But she and the next one we're going to show off are two that I'm excited to grow nice and big. Look at that face. You see where it gets the name snouted cobra? This right here is the other snake that I'm excited to grow nice and big. This is Ralph, the black-necked spitting cobra. Also an African species of cobra. Look at under that neck. Some have really bright red underneath. This one's kind of orangish, but some are also even much darker than this one. How beautiful is this snake? This one also gets about 7 foot plus. Look at that face. This one's impossible to get close-up video of when I'm alone. And it's one of the few that spits more often than others, which isn't much, but it's because I'm always trying to film and having the camera right up in its face. Of course, it's going to get scared and might spray a little venom. Beautiful.
Oh, he spit.
Did he?
He spit on his body.
I knew it was probably going to happen since I came over here. Back to back. Now the king of the cobras in general and of Africa, the forest cobra. They are now 5 species, which we'll be looking at another one coming up soon. But this one has some stuck shed on the front part of the body, so we're going to soak it after we're done filming. And yeah, the largest true cobra on earth. Look at that. Very good at climbing, very good at swimming, very good at being on the ground. They're just incredible. They're like mambas in cobra form. And look at that. Does it get any better than that? NwM-BeiBei, the forest cobra. And check out the scale on the tail. Specialized scale, looks like a little dagger. They'll poke potential predators, like it's doing to Josh right now. Or when males are competing, they'll even poke each other with it. So awesome. the first viper from Africa, the variable bush viper. This is Henry, the male. I also have two females, one being red, Magma, the other, another green, Ivy. But since they both might be gravid, aka pregnant, don't want to mess with them, so we have Henry here. Look at how beautiful he is. But the common name variable bush viper comes from the fact that they come in many different colors naturally. And look at these keeled scales, the ones that are ridged, rough to the touch, with a variable bush viper especially, gives them that dragon-like appearance with the highly keeled face scales. Just incredible. Love these snakes so much. Now Ivy and Magma are two that I raised up, actually produced myself, so those are the two babies that I kept. And both of them turned out just like their parents. The dad was red, the mom was green, but when they were born, they were almost gold and yellow. And Ivy was actually like bluish, grayish, but now green. Just an incredible snake. Love them so much. And Josh actually has another species in this genus, Atheris. And what is it?
West African bush viper, Atheris chloricus.
So this is Atheris squamajira, and his, like he said, Atheris chloricus. Very beautiful as well, but those are all green when they're adults. When they're born, they have different colors, don't they? Like yellowish?
Yeah, they do that, yeah.
But as they age, they turn green. And I'll insert a picture of his. Very beautiful. The face scales are almost similar, but they're smaller. Not as big of scales on the face. Look at Henry. Incredible. Now these aren't pit vipers. These are true vipers. They just have nostrils. There's no pits that sense heat. Awesome. Hey there. Here's a little reminder. If you're enjoying the video, click like. Here's the next viper from Africa. The desert horn viper. Look at how awesome this girl is. I have a male as well, a little bigger. Not sure Josh trusts that one with these gloves on, do you?
Hit and miss, maybe.
But these snakes, incredible. Even though it's not the most incredible pattern-wise, I just love them so much. Just based on the appearance, the horns, the way they sidewind, the way they burrow in sand. Just so awesome. These also are not pit vipers. These are true vipers. See, just the little nostrils? But if they had pits, I'm sure they'd be right on the top of those horns. Wouldn't that be cool? I love these snakes so much. The next African species we have is the Rinkos. This is a species that hoods up and also spits venom, just like a spitting cobra. But these, unlike the other cobras we've seen so far, are not true cobras. True cobras belong in the genus Naja. These are in their own monotypic genus, Hemachatus. Some differences are these scales. Remember with the bush viper, talked about the keeled scales, the ridged, rough, to the touch looking scales. The Rinkos have that. The true cobras and Naja have smooth scales. These also give live birth. True cobras lay eggs. These will also play dead, just like hognose snakes. How awesome is that? The Rinkos. The next African species we have is another spitting cobra. This one, Oreo, the zebra spitting cobra. Look at how beautiful this snake is. Something even as simple as banding on cobras just makes them so beautiful to me. Since a lot of cobras, very bland pattern. But look at Oreo, the zebra spitting cobra. Wow, what an incredible snake. I had this one since a little tiny baby. It was covered in kinks, being sold as a feeder because it wasn't thought that he would survive. But here he is, doing good. Big boy now. Can't really see the kinks anymore, except for like one little spot near the center, but not like when he was a baby. And I'll insert a clip right here of him as a baby. Wow. Now rarely he spits except when trying to film or like opening the bucket. He did spit on the table, but that was about it. Look at how beautiful. Let's get some close up with the actual camera. Wow, Oreo, you are awesome. This right here is the second to last species of African snake we have. This is the West African banded cobra. Look at that. She's so beautiful. You remember when we had the forest cobra out and I told you that they were split into 5 different species? They were once one species. This is another species of forest cobra, Naja savanula. This one's name is Nubby. As you can see, it's missing part of its tail, and that is why she has the name Nubby. But look how beautiful. She gets large, but not as large as the other forest cobra we saw, which is Naja melanaluca, but incredible. Similar banding to Annie, the banded snouted cobra, but it doesn't go the whole way down. What an incredible snake. Wow. Nubby. So the final snake for the African species that I have is none other than the most beautiful of all, Franklin, the West African gaboon viper. Look at how incredible she is. Now she, unlike most gaboons which have a very docile temperament, she's just on edge. She's nervous. She huffs and puffs. She moves quickly. And you see how she's sort of doing the caterpillar movement? That's called rectilinear locomotion. It's what heavy-bodied snakes, especially like this heavy-bodied viper, will do. But that doesn't mean they can't move quick. When she panics, she moves very quick. Like side-winding almost. That's what it looks similar to. But the huffing and puffing, she's never taken it to a defensive strike. But still, nervous snake, the most beautiful of all. Now the West African gaboon viper is what Franklin is. There is an East African gaboon viper. The West African gaboon viper was actually a subspecies of the East African, but now they're split into 2 different species. The East African being Bitis gaboonica, the West African being Bitis rhinoceros. And that scientific name is due to the horns on the front of the West African gaboon viper. The East African lacks those horns. And the East African also, you see that triangle under the eye? It's almost divided in 2, so it looks like 2 triangles under each eye instead of 1 like the West African. But wow, this pattern is incredible. And this is what helps them blend into the forest floor. They're almost invisible in the leaf litter. But wow, incredible snakes. All of the African species I have, and one that I didn't show because I gave to a friend is the Cape Coral Cobra, which is not a true cobra. It's similar to like pygmy rattlesnakes and other rattlesnakes. They're in their own genus, a lot smaller, but so cool. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Big thanks to Josh for helping me with this. And yeah, let me know which one was your favorite. And click like, click subscribe, and a massive shout out to my channel members. And another big shout out to my Patreon members. And a shout out to those that donate in other ways. But I'll be back very soon.